before all that, my first guest tonight is quite simply a sporting living legend who has rewritten almost every record in the book. 7 Super Bowl wins across 3 different decades, the most career passing yards, the most career completions, the most career touchdowns, the most career wins as a quarterback, 5-time Super Bowl MVP, NFL Hall of Famer, but the most impressive stat of them all, folks, his family are originally Irish. Would you please welcome County Cavan's favourite goat, Tom Brady.
This is great. Where do you want me here? I gotta enjoy it.
Welcome to the Late Late Show.
Thank you. How about this energy?
How about this energy? This energy is for you. Welcome to Ireland. Are we allowed to say welcome home, Tom?
Absolutely.
Yeah?
An Irish boy at heart, for sure.
Your family are originally from Cavan. Your dad says he's 100% Irish.
He is.
How Irish would you say you are?
50%, but trending. The
Okay.
more visits I take here, the more Irish I'm becoming.
I see what you're saying. Do most Americans think that all Irish men look like you, Tom? Because if they do, we're very happy with that.
Really? No,
Yeah.
I've had this has been an awesome trip to kind of, I was here 22 years ago with my dad on a father-son golf trip, and I haven't been back since. So coming back and bringing all this good weather from the States, I'm going to bring more of that the next time I come.
We're loving your work. We're loving your work. You mentioned your dad there, your dad and your mum, they came back, didn't they, a few years back? They were in Cavan.
Yeah, they were here, I think, 2 years ago. My sisters came. I had 3 older sisters, and we're very proud of our Irish roots. I have a niece that was playing in a kind of a goodwill softball trip. She's one of the great softball players in America, and she came. The problem was it rained every single day they came.
Of course it did.
Yeah, and they said we couldn't even play any games. All the fields were bogged down, and they didn't have quite the exhibition that they were hoping, but it was still a great experience for everybody.
You're also here on business. I know we gotta broach this carefully, Tom. Cavan people are kind of famous for being careful with their money. Do your Irish business partners know this fact yet?
That's good in an investment advisory business for our clients, for sure.
There you go. That proves he's definitely from Cavan. There you go. It's so you've been over. You've been doing a few leadership events.
Yes.
Talking to a few business people. Have you been putting them through their paces as well? Have you been taking them out on the field and putting them through their paces?
That's tomorrow. The early morning training's tomorrow. Today we had actually a great event with my friend Declan Kelly, who founded the business with me, Cancelo, and we met with a lot of great business leaders today. And we love talking about leadership and how to make other people be the best they can be, just through our own experience. And I've been very fortunate over a long period of time to be surrounded by great people. And part of this mission beyond my playing career was how can I help other people maximize their potential?
And how can you come here and do something for business, but also get a little bit of golf in? I mean, you've been playing a little bit of golf. Come on, this man has been playing the most incredible golf trip. Tell us where you've played.
I know. I'm embarrassed to say. We played County Down yesterday and Port Rush in the afternoon.
Yeah.
And today we played Port Marnock.
Okay.
And tomorrow I got a few more. But I don't want it too busy there when I go, so I'm going to keep those 2 disclosed for now.
I understand. This is really very good. We're now going to have lots of Irish people just turning up at random golf courses to see if Tom Brady's turning up tomorrow. You got lots of businesses. You got a nutrition business. You commentate on Fox. You've got part of an NFL franchise. You're involved with Birmingham City. Is it still about the winning, Tom, off the pitch?
I feel like for me it was. Winning is obviously great for all of us, and we all want to win. I think more importantly, excuse me, it's doing your best and maximizing your potential. And I always feel like even in football, because people will come up and say, wow, you're the GOAT, you're this, you're that. And I say, you know what, in the end, I tried to be the best that I could be. And I think for all of us, whatever we try to do, and I tell this to my kids, like, I don't care what you do, like, give it your best and then see what comes of it. Because I was just a kid like so many other probably Irish kids and American kids that you don't know what you want to be in life, but you have a goal and a dream, and then you have parents that support you along the way, and you're facing long odds. I'm sure for you to be in this chair now, it's long odds to get here. There's only one of you, and when you have people that support you and never hold you back and can continue to build you up and give you confidence, even though you don't necessarily believe in yourself all the time, but they build you up and they believe in you, it's amazing what you can accomplish. So I always tell the parents out there, don't ever limit your kids. Don't ever say, man, that's going to be really hard. You should have a backup plan. I always think, just go for it. Set your goals big and dream big, and then shoot for exactly what you want. Wake up every day with a purpose and go try to get it done.
I've just looked Tom Brady in the eye and got the team talk off my life. That's amazing.
It's the truth.
It's amazing.
Absolutely the truth.
I know there's an Irish guy you mentioned who actually brought you over, Declan. Tell us a little bit about him.
Yeah, Declan's a great friend of mine. We've known each other for quite a while. I admired him in business for quite a while, and we founded a company built on advising the world's greatest CEOs and 75 of the 100 Fortune 100 CEOs we work with, and he's continued to expand the business. Tonight, we had a great event with a bunch of business leaders here in Ireland, and we've got an Ireland office that's been open for 6 months. We've got 30 people working here, so it was great to come over here and see the team.
We actually have Declan Kelly. Declan's in the audience. A quiet week for you, Declan. I mean, you got Tom Brady over here in Ireland, and you've just gone into business for the football club with who? Tell us.
Gary Neville and David Beckham.
Just Gary Neville and David Beckham. That's fine, yeah. So you've bought, is it Salford City?
Salford City Football Club, yeah.
Okay. How's that going to work out with you and Salford? And Tom obviously owns Birmingham. Is this going to cause beef?
I was having FOMO. He's got one. I have to have one. I mean, come on, that's not really fair. No, we've a long way to go before we catch up with Birmingham or catch up with Tom. And I'll take all the advice I can get. If there's one thing I know from being in business with him, it's always worth listening, especially when it comes to sports. So we're thrilled to have him here, and everyone who's met him today was thrilled as well. So we're really glad he's here.
Tom, on the pitch, you've always sort of led by example. Can leadership be taught?
Absolutely. I think it's about priorities. And I always feel like leadership really comes down to two things. Do you care about the people you're working with? And do you care about what you're trying to accomplish? And I think great leaders, they take a lot of different forms and shapes. And some people do it more with their actions. Some people do it with their words. It always comes down to great values, hard work and discipline. I have that Irish work ethic and maybe a bit of an Irish temper too. But leadership always comes down, because those actions, if you love the people that you're working with and you care about them and they realize you're not selfish and you're not in it for yourself, well, they're going to do a lot for you. They're going to commit to you. They're going to care. They're going to dig deeper when they need to. And then you care about what you're trying to accomplish. In sport, it's pretty easy. You want to win. And then if you care about winning and you care about your teammates, you can do a lot of great things. You
mentioned your mom and dad. How much did they give up for you to be where you are?
I mean, I think they gave up, everything they needed to in order for me to accomplish my goals. And my sisters as well. I had 3 older sisters. They were all better athletes than I was. And they just fostered this really caring environment for us throughout our entire life. And there wasn't, my dad always used to say, whenever you come off the field, I want either me or your mom there to greet you. And they carried that on all the way up. I played 23 years professionally, but 4 years through high school, 5 years in college, 23 years professionally. It's a lot of travel from the West Coast of the United States all the way back to the East Coast. But they always felt like to be there to support their son was the most important thing they could do. And they did that. My dad would come home at night exhausted. He'd work all day. And he'd want to take me out in the ball field and play catch. And if I wasn't throwing the ball exactly how I wanted, he'd bring me around and say, okay, who can we go meet that you can learn how to be a better quarterback? Or in baseball, how can I learn to field ground balls better or hit better? And that was just part of our bonding experience. Golf was another one. We shared a lot of times. We want to get out of the house away from my sisters. He'd take me up to the golf course and we'd play 9 holes of golf, and he'd teach me a lot about life and how to represent myself and my family. And I think that was many of the best lessons from my dad came on the golf course.
I mean, when you look at that and you're starting out and, you start out with your college years, you went on to achieve everything. There was a point coming out of college that you weren't exactly rated number one.
Sure.
Can you tell us a little bit about that story?
Yeah, it was a bit of an underdog story, and like I said, a lot of kids want to grow up and they want to be professional athletes. And for me, I started playing football as a 14-year-old kid in high school. I didn't know how to put the pads in my pants, and I started, and I was the backup quarterback on a team that didn't win a game as a freshman. They didn't even put me in, and we sucked, and they didn't even want me to play. So I go through 4 years of high school. I kind of get lightly recruited, went to the University of Michigan. I was the 7th quarterback on the depth chart to start there. I worked
Wow.
really hard to work your way from 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Finally, I became the starter in my 4th season in college. And I played 2 years in college, and I played decent. And then when I got to the NFL draft, which just happened a couple weekends ago in America, I was the 199th pick out of about 250. So there weren't a lot of people who thought that I could, reach the level that I ended up reaching. But I really believe that it wasn't the physical traits. I think what people often overlook in sports is you're always only looking at what someone can do physically, how big you are, how fast you are, how high you can jump. But to me, so much of maximizing your potential is how competitive are you? What's your work ethic like? Are you willing to get better before you get worse before you get better? Are you willing to dig deep and face the adversity head on? And I think learning a lot of tough lessons in high school and college, sometimes when they were really hard to learn, you didn't really think, man, why can't I ever get an easy path? Why can't I be the one that they look to when they need me? Well, I sat behind a lot of guys, and I had to really work hard to get my shot. And I didn't lose that perspective when I ultimately made it to where I wanted to get.
How much does luck play in success? Because I know that someone got injured to let you start.
Yeah. I needed no luck whatsoever. No, I'm just kidding. A lot of luck. I mean, life, you got to get good bounces, and it's obviously a lot of luck, a lot of good fortune, a lot of support by a lot of people. I mean, the only reason why I'm here today is all the amazing people that were in my life, that came into my life, that gave me a foundation like my parents, that taught me so many things along the way. So if I was anything, I had an open mind. And I always felt like that open mind allowed a lot of people to come into my life that I can learn from that were certainly a lot better in a lot of other areas than I was. And if I could learn from them and take some things that were good or see things that I didn't think they did very well and say, okay, I don't want to do it like that if I ever get the position, then that's how I'll approach it.
You retired, then you didn't retire. You were basically retired for 40 days. What happened?
Yeah.
Did you realize you'd forgotten something in your locker? What happened there?
That's the opposite of an Irish goodbye, right?
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
I wasn't very good at retirement.
No.
So 40 days later, I unretired. I thought I had a little unfinished business left, and when I look back, I'm happy I played. It was not our best season, but I had to go out just leaving it all on the field, and I did that.
How hard is it to leave it?
It's really hard. It's really hard because it's something that you're really good at. It's one thing to leave something that, okay, I didn't really love doing it anyway. First of all, I loved it. Second of all, I was pretty good at it. And you're a little scared about what's going to happen next. You don't know what's going to happen. You're an athlete. You train your whole life, and you realize, okay, if I give up this job as an athlete, well, then what am I going to do? And it's a bit scary for all of us because we didn't go to school for engineering. We didn't go to school for math or science. Or I wasn't going to be a lawyer. I trained to be a professional football player. And then when I became that, it was amazing. And I had great success. I was part of so many great teams. But it's nerve-wracking to go, okay, what am I gonna do beyond that? And fortunately, I've had a lot of great opportunities come my way and try to take advantage of those opportunities when I can. And then it's when I look forward, I think there are a lot of great years ahead.
I want to talk about another GOAT, Rory McIlroy. I know you're friends with him.
Yeah.
How did it feel?
Give it up for Rory. What's up with
Let's
that?
How did it feel to see him finally get that green jacket?
It was incredible to watch, and that's obviously, I'm sure you guys were all watching here. Everybody in America is tuned in to that tournament.
I mean, we were all, yeah.
It's so incredible, and just I've actually been at that course with Rory a few times playing.
You've actually played with him.
Rory and his dad too.
And with Shane Lowry.
Yeah, with Shane as well. Shane's dad, Rory's dad, my dad. One of the great highlights of my life is being on golf courses with my dad, and we all love to share that kind of fellowship together. Rory kicks my butt all the time whenever we play, obviously, but I think seeing him achieve that and all that he's gone through in golf, and again, overcoming those struggles, I'm sure he appreciated that win more than any other win in his life because of how hard it was, not because how easy it was. He could have won it 14 years ago, and it would have been great, and it would have been great then. I think you cherish it more now because you have that perspective of what it feels like when you don't win or when you're that close and you don't get it. And I think for all of us, you think the worst things that happen in life end up being the best things if you take the right attitude. And I had a lot of failures in my life, and when you overcome those failures, you look back and you go, damn, I'm so happy I went through that because without failing, I wouldn't appreciate the winning
Without
as much
that,
as I did.
I wasn't getting there.
Absolutely.
Yeah. We're going to see some NFL in Crow Park
Yes.
coming up. What should we expect?
Oh, man, you're going to see the greatest athletes in America battling it out. American football is a beautiful game. There's so many tactics to it you don't necessarily see just from the television. We used to have these playbooks that were that thick. You would think we were building rockets. We weren't. We were just learning football plays and strategy, and there's so much to the game. But it's a very physical game. It's a very mental game, and it's played at very high speeds. So I got to be the quarterback, which was I get to throw the ball to the best athletes in the world, and that's what I love doing more than anything. Hopefully, that game will be on Fox, and I can come over and broadcast it. That would be a dream come true.
Okay, well, look, we will hold you to that if the game is on Fox. If it is on Fox, maybe we'll get you to Crow Park a bit early. I'm not sure if you know the game hurling. I think you could maybe do a job in and around the square. If you fancy doing that, if you wanna agree to that.
I'm sure there's a lot of good young Irish lads that are much better than I ever could have been at hurling. So I've seen highlights of it. How could you not? I love the parades before the game where they walk and the fans go crazy. That feels like my type of game.
Okay, well, look, if you come back, I know you're invested in NFL, you're invested in soccer. If you want to invest in GA Club, Dundrum need a new set of jerseys for the Junior B. So, I mean, just let me know. Tom, look, thanks for taking the time. An absolute pleasure, fella. Thank you.
Patrick. Great to see you. Thanks, partner. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate
Tom
it. Thank
Brady!
you.